basically talking about claims, administration, and settlement in agricultural insurance. But first, let's just start with this, if it's okay for me, for the benefit of our listener. What exactly is agricultural insurance? Hello, can you hear me? Just go ahead, sir. What exactly is agricultural insurance?
Hello, good morning.
All right, you can go ahead, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. Yes, please, you have to speak.
Agricultural insurance is an agricultural insurance that's set up by the federal government of Nigeria.
Okay.
The scheme has set up to cater for Nigerian farmers. That in terms of losses, in the event of losses. You getting me? So agricultural insurance takes care of agricultural risk in the insurance sector. So agricultural insurance takes care of agricultural risk in insurance sectors. What do I mean by that such risk? These are disasters like flood, like fire, pest and diseases in crops, and more of them.
Okay.
When that occurs, agricultural insurance NAIC will now come in for appropriate compensation to farmers. We bring them back to prosperity, bring them back to where they were before the incident occurred.
Okay.
This is this.
All right. Thank you very much for shedding light on that, Mr. Okori. All right. Now, moving on, could you just give us an understanding of what claims, administration, and settlement in agricultural insurance is about?
All right. Thank you very much, listeners. Claim, as we all know, is when you want to express your right on something. So in insurance, just like agricultural insurance, as in any other insurance, a claim is like a formal request as a policyholder that you, the farmer, now is making to the corporation to pay if the insured event occurs. So this morning, we will be looking at the procedure. What is expected of a farmer when there is a loss in his farm. So the first and foremost, I would first of all say that claims settlement is one of the cardinal objectives of every insurance organization, as well as NAIC.
Okay.
When you settle claims, you show the financial strength of the corporation, of any company. Claim settlement is also a marketing tool. By the time you settle claim, one person will tell the other person will tell the other, and you don't even need to pay for any advert. That is an advert on its own.
Yes, word of mouth.
Yes, and then you can say that claim settlement is the rights of the farmer. It's not a favor; it's his rights if a short peril occurs.
Okay.
So that is what we should have in our mind before we now go into the procedure proper.
Yes. All right. Now, talking about the right, how many farmers even know that they have this right? And what way is NAIC trying to bridge this information gap to ensure that these farmers recognize that after the toiling and everything, and if in the case of any loss, there is something for them to actually cushion the effect of whatever loss it is that they are facing?
Okay. Awareness has been created by NAIC.
Okay.
We have 36 branches, and we have 6 zonal offices across the nation. So quarterly, we introduce what we call sensitization awareness, zone by zone. We organize the Nigerian farmers. We brief them about NAIC, what NAIC is all about. From there, we know that yes, if they have claim, see where they're supposed to run to. We introduce this to them, that when once you obtain any claim, you run into any disaster. This is how you go about it. We now show them the procedure to go. So the Nigerian farmers are well aware of our claim procedures.
Okay. All right, sir. Talking about our claims, our procedures, could you just explain the key steps that are involved in the claims administration process for agricultural insurance?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, in agricultural insurance, time is of essence.
Yeah.
So the first thing a farmer will do is to timely report that claim. If it is livestock, within 24 hours of occurrence, it should let NAIC know.
Okay.
If it is crops, we can allow 72 hours of occurrence. Timely reporting is the key. Because in some livestock, we need to see these birds.
Yes.
We have to see the carcass before it is buried. And it's evidence that actually you lost birds. If we didn't see it, you are just telling us what we are not sure of. So the first thing you tell us is just timely reporting. And reporting can be done by phone call, by email, by letter writing, and through our website. You know, but even if you report by phone call, you have to follow it up with a letter so that it could be documented. So timely reporting of claim is the first thing that the farmer should do.
Okay.
Then after the reporting of the claim, it is on our own now to register the claim and acknowledge. We will register the claim and acknowledge the claim. Then we'll now tell the farmer what is required of him. We'll give him a claim form where he will fill. In the claim form, he will give us details of how the loss occurred, when, and the cause. Then after the claim form, we will now request for loss inspection. We'll ask him when it will be convenient for him to enable us go and inspect, because we need to see the farm in question.
Yes.
And assess the level of damage, and then we'll make appropriate recommendation. Then after the post-loss verification, which will have been agreed, we'll still talk about the actual requirements, but I'm talking of the sequence now.
Yeah.
After the loss verification, we'll now come in-house and then look at the claim, look at the verification, and if it is in order, we now continue to the process of adjusting the claim. We'll talk the requirements in the course of this program.
All right.
Let me add up something.
Okay, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, in NAIC, we have 3 major types of inspection.
All right.
The Nigerian farmer knows today. We have what we call pre-insurance inspection. That is before the insurance of the project. Pre-insurance. After that, we have what we call monitoring inspection. That's after the farmer must have been insured. Then after that one, we have loss inspection for those that suffer claim. These are the 3 types of inspection we have in NAIC.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, when you talk about these claims and everything, what are those common types of claims that in the procedure, I mean the process of your job, what is that most common type of claim or type of claims that you've have encountered when it has to do with agricultural insurance?
All right, in crops, we have flood claims. Right now, as we talk now, in Maiduguri, there's flood everywhere.
Yes, yes.
And I'm sure a lot of farmers will be affected.
Yes.
Any farmer that is affected in that flood that is insured with NAIC definitely will have a succor, because NAIC will come to their aid. So flood is one of the major claims we have in NAIC.
Okay.
We also have pests and diseases. We also have fire. Fire can ravage a whole farm.
Of course.
And then we also have wild animals attack. You know, it's also even recently we have introduced a claim for cattle damage for farmers too.
Okay.
So these are the major claims we face in crops. And in livestock, we have diseases, something like Newcastle and the rest diseases, and we also have avian influenza. Although avian influenza is not ordinarily covered, but it can be covered when you pay additional premium. It's an extension of our standard poultry policy.
Okay.
So in livestock, it's basically diseases that is actually the main cause in birds. But for crops, it's flood, fire, pests and diseases, drought, because if there's no rain, there's drought.
Yes.
So drought. So these are the basic these causes that we always settled in agricultural insurance.
Okay, Mr. Okori, I don't know if you have something to add to that.
Yes, I surely have.
Okay, go ahead.
In claims, there are different disaster that occurred. We have the flood, as my colleague has just said.
Yes.
Major claims in NAIC is from flood. Major one from flood. Flood, we also have fire. We also have a burglary. That's in the general business aspect.
Yes.
Pest and diseases in crops. In crops, there are so many different types of diseases, mostly in rice production, that flood can cause. You know, in flood, uncontrolled flood can cause serious damage to crops. If flood has not been able to be controlled, it's called anaerobic germination.
Okay.
In rice production. What do I mean by anaerobic germination? When the plant seed is sown directly to the flood area, it will cause it. So many farmers have formed the habit of that one.
Okay.
So these are the aspects I've added.
Okay. All right. You know, when you were talking about the most common causes that, you know, people bring about these claims,
Yes.
you made mention of except those farmers are insured with or registered with NAIC.
Yes.
You said there is awareness and everything, but some people, some farmers, particularly agriculturalists, may not have an idea that this is in place. So how do they get registered to your corporation to ensure that in the case of anything, no matter what, they would just go back to sleep with their eyes closed because they know that they are registered with something that would help them bring succor?
Yes, we have various cooperative societies
Okay.
in their domains. They form cooperative societies, and in the event of agricultural sensitization,
Yeah.
we call all the farmers and we tell them vividly that this is how we run the organization. They will listen attentively to us. One, if there's claim, we show them how to go about it. If there's a claim, you report within 72 hours.
Okay, 72.
72 hours. And we have various means of reporting. You can pay personal visit to the nearest NAIC office close to you. You can also do that through phone calls. You can also do that through letter writing or email,
Yeah.
which this one is in the world of digital. So you can do that.
Okay.
So half of Nigerian farmers, they are aware of how we go about our claims.
Okay, let's
Yes.
hope so. Let's really hope so
Yeah, they are
that,
aware, they are aware.
that they are
Right.
aware
Yeah.
of everything that has to
Everything
do
because of
with
the
this corporation.
sensitization.
All right, thank you so much. All right, sir, you wanted to say something, Mr. Ogwiri.
What I want to say is that most farmers are aware of our operations.
Okay.
Like my colleague said, we have offices in all the 36 states
Yes.
and in some local governments.
Okay.
So most farmers are aware of our operation, and most farmers also get their financing through the banks.
Okay.
And by law creating NAIC, any business from the bank must be insured with the corporation.
Yes.
So the bank ourselves is equally educating as well as we are educating. So
Okay.
I'm sure majority of the farmers who had such flood incident will have insured with NAIC.
All right.
NAIC will come to their aid.
All right.
Okay, you know why? All agricultural loans coming out from commercial banks is mandatory for Nigerian farmers to insure with NAIC.
Okay.
So from there, they are all aware.
Okay. Wow. Good to know. All right. If in case you just tuned in, this is Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, and this is Agripreneur right here on radio, a program brought to you by the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, a dependable partner in time of loss. And we have the owner of Mr. Okori Jeremiah, Manager Business Development, NAIC, and also Mr. Nemeka Ogwiri, Manager Claims and Reinsurance Department. They have been throwing light on all that you need to do when you encounter loss in terms of your agricultural produce or even livestock and everything. And they've been talking to us. I think that I do not know if you'd have something to add before we open the lines so that people can call us and react or possibly ask questions, because I believe it's about feedback, listening to your target audience, because I can see the line beeping already. I do not know if you have something to add.
Let me add, because I have not talked about the requirements.
Please go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Now, the requirements, because when you report such claim, we acknowledge,
Yes.
and then we will now list to you the requirement, the thing we expect you to forward to substantiate your claims. For crops, we need you have to complete the claim form. We'll give you the form to complete.
Okay.
We will need a photograph of the affected farm, having coordinate of that farm. You must have a coordinate to be sure that it's the same farm that was insured, that is the same farm that is being presented at the time of claim.
Yes.
So it must have that coordinate, and then the photograph will be there, and then we have to arrange for the post loss in conjunction with the farmer himself. That is for crops. And then for livestock is much more complex.
Okay.
For livestock, something like birds, now we need like the mortality record, because normally you need to be keeping records. How many birds died in 1 day, in 1 week, in 2 weeks, something like that. So we need that mortality record of those dead birds. We also need what we call post-mortem report from a qualified veterinary doctor.
Okay.
That this is the cause of loss of these birds, because some losses are not covered. So we will need that veterinary doctor's report, as well as the photographs too of the dead birds with the coordinates, like I said before. And of course, you have the completed claim form is mandatory in all insurance contracts.
Okay.
So these are the basic things we need, we require for agric. And we also do other insurances in NAIC.
Okay.
Apart from agric, we also do ancillary insurances. We do fire, burglary, goods in transit, and so there are also requirements for other classes of claims across the agricultural value chain, which we will still talk in the course of this program.
All right, thank you. I do not know if you won't have anything to say before we open the line.
No, you can. I think she has done enough.
Okay, thank you very much. Just like I said, in case you just tuned in, this is Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience that you can count on. And we have a dependable partners in time of loss, the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, and they're here to talk about claims. Yes, what happens in times of loss? How do you go about it to ensure that you get compensated? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, Cassandra.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Salati. Good morning to the guests over there.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Salati. Yeah, I heard of the insurance. Honestly, I'm just hearing it for the first time, though I'm not a farmer. But in my local government down there, I don't think most of the farmers have the idea of this insurance. And I think more sensitization needs to be done. Most especially, or maybe maybe the farmers that they are in the villages and other places doesn't collect money from banks. So now, me now, I haven't collect money from loan from banks, and I have a large farm that I have my money to do it. Can I insure my farm? So in case of all these things, we know we are now talking of flood in Borno and other places, and sometimes in the far north like Maiduguri, like Sokoto and other places, there is this bird that normally comes, a seasonal bird will just come into the farm, and before you know, all the farm products will be destroyed. Sometimes locusts in other places. So in those areas, the people farming in those areas, sometimes there are individuals and sometimes community. So as an individual, can I be able to insure? And what are the process of the insurance? Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much, Selassie. Please listen for a response to your question. He's basically trying to know what he can do to. Go ahead, please.
All right, thank you very much, and you're welcome. Yes, on your own, you have the right to come and insure with us. You have the right to come and insure with us. It's not only those that are obtaining loan from banks that are entitled for the insurance. Individual can come and insure your own farm. But you talk about sensitization in your local government, though you have not told us whose part of Nigeria you are from. We have 36 offices, 36 branches. There's one branch office in each state. And we have 6 zonal offices to control the branch offices. Okay? So, whichever part of the country you come from, we have office there. I will have your zone there. So if you are unable to report to your zonal manager, you report to the branch manager under your domain. So we have done a lot of sensitization across the nation. So I wonder why you said most people from your local government don't even know the existence of insurance, of agric insurance. I don't believe that. Because we have done a lot. We did it quarterly. Quarterly. Every quarter, we sensitize farmers on the need to insure with NAIC. So what are you saying? NAIC has been doing a lot. He's doing a lot. We do it quarterly. Sensitization.
All right.
North Central, South West, South East, everywhere. It's done.
Yes.
So that's it.
Thank you very much.
So I don't believe with you.
You know that it's about the feedback, and yes, I think that this way you would still go back to the drawing
Yes.
board. Yes, I think that whoever knows NAIC would not
Yes.
actually refuse to acknowledge the efforts of NAIC. However, there's still room for improvement, and that is
Yes.
why
Yes.
you've come here for that. And it's good to know that some of our listeners are beginning to give you that feedback. So you just, I think that it's very important that Salasi calls back to tell us what part of Nigeria, so that it could help NAIC with that very
Yes.
important information. Now, if you do not know the number to call, the number for you to call us this morning on this program is 09073530044 or WhatsApp 09097054450. Let's hear you this morning as you contribute on the program. Remember, this is Agropreneur, sponsored by the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, your very dependable partner in time of loss. Imagine being a farmer and then something happens and you just have somewhere to fall back to. You just can't imagine that. So I think that there is every need for you to take advantage of that, and that is why we have these experts in the house this morning to do justice to all of your questions. So this is an ample opportunity for you to call in. All right, for the meantime, since we do not have calls yet, could you just give us more insights about these claims? I would want to ask you a question. Now, how do you ensure that some of these losses are compensated? Yes, because where do you get all of the funds and everything? Yeah, this is a question that I know that someone might want to listen to. Yes, how do you go about compensating for all of these losses? I know it's not easy.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. Insurance is it's like a pool of funds. It's like a common pool.
Okay.
Out of the very many that have insured, it is a few that actually have a loss. So it
Okay.
is from that common pool of fund we now use to compensate the few ones that have sustained loss.
Okay.
And it will be of interest to also know that we also have reliable reinsurance in place,
Okay.
whereby a loss that is of high magnitude we can be referred to the reinsurance to help also to ameliorate the effect on our own portfolio.
Okay.
That if we insure a risk that the capacity is high, we have a reliable reinsurance company that we can also reinsure those risks to. So that at the time of claim, we will settle our own, and the reinsurance company will reimburse us too of the amount we have settled.
Okay.
That's how we go about
Can I
making
add
sure that we
something?
manage all our risk.
All right, please
Okay,
go
let
ahead.
me ask you a point or two.
Go ahead.
In NAIC, we don't eat with 10 fingers.
Okay.
We have what you call claims reserve fund. And that helps us. As my other guy has just said, my colleagues have said,
Yes.
we shared the large businesses to other insurance companies.
Okay.
From them, there's claim, it will become easier for us to settle. Either we go to our reserve or we contact our insurance. That's why we have been able to settle the claims at prompt, without delay. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate you for joining us this morning right here on Agripreneur, talking about the fact that you are trying to reach out to the farmers, that whatever it is, in times of loss, there is succor, there is hope, and they just need to do it the right way to ensure that that information is out there. But unfortunately, you know what they say, there is time for everything, and good times do not last. But we just have to call it quits at this point. But before we go, could you just give us a summary of what this whole topic is about and what every farmer needs to know as regards this program by NAIC?
Okay. NAIC is a federal government insurance company.
Okay.
In fact, it's the only owned federal government agricultural insurance company in Nigeria for now. So, Nigerian farmers, if you want to insure with NAIC, we have 36 branch offices.
Okay, so I do not know. We have a call. I do not know if you would. Yes, let
Okay,
me just
sorry.
speak this. Hello. Oh, well, that happens. So you can just go ahead.
Okay, so we have 36 branch offices. Meaning that you have a branch office in each of the states. Whichever state you come from, you liaise with NAIC office that's very close to you. If you are not able to check the office, go to our website and pick the address. If you cannot go to our website, go to Minister of Agriculture in your state and ask of NAIC. If you cannot do that, go to Central Bank in your state and also ask of NAIC office. They will direct you and they will also testify our performance. So Nigerian farmers insure with NAIC, and in terms of claim, you smile to bank.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yes, all kudos to NAIC, a dependable partner
Yes.
in times of loss. Just before we give out, there is a call. I do not know. Let me pick it. Hello. Hello, good
Hello.
morning. Yes, good morning. What's your name?
Good morning. It's Salati calling back.
All right, thank you very much.
I hear your guest say they don't believe what I'm saying about the people. I'm not aware of that.
Just go ahead,
I
tell
think
us.
it's miscommunication in that part of that. I come from Chukun local government,
Okay,
and in that
Chukun.
Chukun local government is one remote village in that area that doesn't even get network. And I don't think those people have this information about this. See, I have been to Unguru. Unguru is in Joshua, one local government. If you see the kind of place before you have access to those places, that I know disputing what they are saying, but he can't come and say he don't believe what I'm saying. Me, I know my local government. I know some places until you climb mountain before you get the network in order to communicate with your loved ones.
All
So what
right.
we are saying that you see emphasize state, not all the 36, so it's not 777 local government. No, he said 36 states. So how will that state in that 36 states will cover the whole 777 local government? That is why I say sensitization is the most important thing. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
Selassie.
you very much.
Thank you for
Thank
calling
you,
back.
thank you, thank you. Don't be offended. But the truth is somehow bitter anyway. But and that's just the truth. But let me tell you one thing. You come from Taraba State.
Kaduna State,
Uh,
Chikun
Kaduna
local
State,
government
sorry.
in Kaduna State.
Yes, we have office in Kaduna. We have a branch representative there called branch manager. Our office in Kaduna is under Katsina Zonal Office. And we have a zonal manager there representing Kaduna State. And sensitization have been going on almost every week. In fact, Kaduna is the center of sensitization for Katsina Zone. So that's why I say that I disbelieve. I can't believe with you.
Okay.
Because if Kaduna is a center of sensitization, you must hear this.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. There's still a lot of work to do. We cannot deny that. All right, please go ahead, sir, and give us your summary before we round up.
Yeah, thank you very much. What I want to say is that claims payment is our priority in NAIC. We don't joke with claims of farmers.
Okay.
Our slogan is to plug you back to prosperity, and we're actually doing that. Just timely reporting is the key. What we always say, report to us immediately when the evidence is fresh. And I bet you your claim will be settled without any delay. The problem we always have is documentation from the farmers. If you ask the farmers to bring farm record, it's either it takes him 1 month to bring it. Bring vet doctor's report. It will take him, if these things are done timely, I bet you within a very short period, the farmer will be compensated. We don't joke with claims payment to our farmers.
Okay.
And they can testify that.
Thank you very much. Good to know that you're really walking the talk as a dependable partner in terms of loss. Thank you very much, Mr. Okori Jeremiah, the manager of claims and reinsurance department, and of course, the manager of business development, NAIC rather, and then Mr. Nemeka Ogweri, manager claims and reinsurance department of NAIC. Thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Agropreneur. We appreciate everything that you do, and thank you very much. We hope to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you very
God
much.
bless you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Listeners.
All right, dear listener, you just have it there. It's Agropreneur right here on the program, and today we're discussing claims administration and settlement in agricultural insurance. Now you know that there is a process and practice that has to do with managing and resolving insurance claims, specifically within the agricultural sector, where you basically take your claim and then your loss is covered. All right, so please do not just sit back. Information is power, information is key, and that is why Eagles 102.3 FM is stepping in the gap to ensure that you have the right information. I am Cassandra Unimbe. Thank you for listening to Agropreneur. Please enjoy the rest of